Hey everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing a Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we are here on the test server, and I'm gonna share with you this new hero, Corven. Let's take a look at his skills and with the lore. It also looks like we have a little teaser here with this voice section might be added to game with the voiceovers. A lot of the anime games do that, right? The anime vibe, Eastern gachas. And that's pretty cool. For some reason, my emulator will not play audio from the test server, so I'm gonna skip that for now. But yeah, at the end here, I will end with the hero lore, the profile here, as they're now calling it. We got some changes here in the UI, but let's start with the character himself. They're continuing that steampunk vibe, right? Like Vera and Akira. So here is Corven. Let me give him a spin. Whoa. I love the laser. Very cool. Sniper vibe. So I would expect that this is a character they could make be interesting for the new faction to come as well, right? That would be something I'd speculate. They just put him as a piercer, and they could add him to that new faction to come. Normal range, but all right, let me do one thing at a time, right? Let me go back here. Okay, I'm trying to zoom, looking better at the visuals. What was he? Okay, he's got like the sniper eyepiece. Creepy, crazy eyes. Look at the like light blue eyes. Interesting there. So Corven, the Gilded Gentleman, marksman dealing piercing damage. Corven, founder of the Oasis Orphanage, was once a treasure hunter and a liar. He adopted the blue-haired sisters in his quest for Metropolis, only to be locked inside a safe of his own making by Vera, who demanded the journal to the lost city. Oh my goodness, right. That's why the name was familiar. I love that they're tying the stories together better. That's very cool. Ah, all right. So he's kind of a dick, isn't he? Right? He kind of I'm trying to remember Vera's story better. You know what? Let's just move on. Okay, single target attack, range boost, ally buff, summon, and anti-air. So we have this the standard range, not anything fancy. Maybe if he got added the other faction, they would change that. I don't know. They make it sound like they're gonna have crazy range and be really interesting, but I also see other heroes being added to that maybe have limited ranges as well. But we've got 4,300 attack, cost is 16, 2-second attack interval, regen auto 14. All right, let's go to his talent. When deployed, summons Ricochet round. Every 20 seconds, basic attack is replaced by aimed shot and inflicts gear jam on the target hit. Increases heroes and Ricochet rounds damage against targets inflicted with gear jam. So when deployed, summons Ricochet round. Ricochet round inherits 100% of the master's attribute. Only attacks targets afflicted with gear jam, dealing 170% damage, bouncing to one random target within a radius of 2 tiles. Each attack bounces up to 3 times, and the attack has a cooldown of 8 seconds. Yeah, I was gonna say that it's a summoner. It doesn't sound like Ricochet round. Summons Ricochet round. Summon. Okay. That's quirky. But the basic attack is replaced with aimed shot, which deals 360% damage to the target with the highest current HP on the field. Every 20 seconds, you get an extra boost to whoever the biggest HP is. And this inflicts a debuff called Gear Jam, which lasts for 10 seconds. Whenever it is successfully inflicted or refreshed, the bearer suffers from 25% defense reduction. Interesting, that's nice. Okay. Physical attack deals 100% damage to one enemy, prioritizing airborne units. Upon activation for the ultimate now, Craftsman's Spirit. Reduces attack interval by 30%, shortens aimed shots cooldown by 10 seconds, and it can additionally ignore 30% of defense. During this skill, if there's no targets in range, basic attack can attack elites or bosses outside the range. Okay, he's totally gonna be an adept. He's totally gonna be an adept too. It's just speculating, obviously not confirmed. If that was confirmed, you'd see it here. But yeah. Alright, so I'm trying to look. Okay, I'm looking at the visual. It's just like a bigger boom shot, a little dramatic. I guess it's kind of hard to make some of the simple gunshot type stuff look too fancy, and it would probably be not realistic either. Extra big burst with some extra big blood splatter. The passive deadly scope increases damage against airborne units by 10%. When ricochet round hits an airborne unit, reduces the cooldown of its attack by 2 seconds. This cooldown reduction can be triggered up to 2 times per ricochet's round's attack. Alright. And mechanical precision. Ricochet round and aim shot ignore 10% of the target's defense when dealing damage. And that does book up as well. So really, really cool here. This just adds a lot of defense ignore. And yeah, sounds like a pretty solid marksman to me. The fact that he's bringing his own debuff as well as having some extra strong blasts. Yeah. Sounds solid, and it sounds like he will be an adept. That's my speculation. Alright, Awakenings. Awaken 1. It deals more damage to enemies the farther they are from the hero, increasing by 2% per tile, up to an increase of 20%. Awaken 2. Attack plus 300. Awaken 3. When the number of elites or bosses on the field is 2 or more, aimed shot fires at 2 different targets in succession, and the talent's damage increase effects against targets inflicted with gear jam increases to 25%. Cool. And Awaken 4, if Ricochet round's attack still has remaining bounce count and there's no targets within its bounce range, it can bounce to another target on the field inflicted with gear jam. So not just elites or bosses. Can be triggered up to 1 time per attack. And then Awaken 5, each time Ricochet round attacks increases the hero and its attack by 5% for 8 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Yeah, so I feel like you want that at least Awaken 4. I mean, Awaken 5 sounds pretty fun. But this is going to be one that you want Awakenings for. I feel like he's going to be like a more legendary version of E-Drill, or not completely, but you know what I mean. He's going to have that vibe of Piercer to attack all over the board, and then that might become a bit more game-changing by that Awaken 4. Awaken 4! This is going to be the big help. Whether they're not in range, he's going to hit them anyway. That's what I think is going to be the target for this guy. It's going to be an interesting one. Not that I'm saying everything is going to, like, everyone's going to have to go all in now, though. Let's be mindful. We do have a collab coming, and there are rumors around that being sooner than expected, because we still haven't gotten any official notice yet. I certainly was hoping they would give us like a month, but it doesn't seem to be the case. If it is when people are speculating, like next month. Nothing is yet confirmed, though. That is all subject to change. So be mindful of your summons. But this guy sounds really cool, and if they're gonna introduce the new faction, I really think he'll be added to that. But depending on your roster, like this could be someone you try to pick up when they do an Ascent summoning in the future as well. There's definitely lots of options, and yeah, I like the sound of him though. All right, now let's end with the profile, the story, the lore. Steel beneath sand. If history refuses to advance, give it a shove. Corven had built the safe himself. That was the detail irritating him the most. Not the darkness, not the heat, not even that Vera had stuffed him inside like an unpaid debt. No, what truly offended Corven was its craftsmanship. Triple locking tumblers, reinforced hinge plates, air vents too narrow for even his mechanical arm to pry apart. Air vents, yet no inner release mechanism. Marvelous, outsmarted by my own specifications. Outside the safe, the Oasis orphanage carried on as usual. Children sprinted through the halls, pipes rattled. Somewhere above, two boys violated the laws of physics with what sounded like a homemade combustion engine. Corven adjusted his top hat in the cramped dark and sighed. Truthfully, this is not the worst place he'd ever slept. Before founding the Oasis, Corven had been many things. Treasure hunter, inventor, professional liar. He drifted through cities selling outlandish gimmicks to wealthy patrons, financing one invention with money borrowed from another. Rob Peter, pay Paul, pocket the difference. He cultivated the image of an industrial visionary because inconveniently he was one. Beneath the cunning theatrics lurked a mind that he understood machinery instinctively. He could glance at a broken automaton and tell you exactly which cog had failed and why its design deserved ridicule. Corven's true interest, however, lay in older technology, ancient machinery that shouldn't exist. The trail began with a journal, won during a game of liar's dice. Most pages were water-damaged nonsense, but one passage arrested him entirely. The city opens only for the blue-marked hairs. Children of Azure, filament shell inherit the core. Beneath the writing sat sketches of impossible machinery, towering brass men, shifting architecture, otherworldly pillars of energy. Corven became consumed finding what he believed to be the lost city of Metropolis. He started off by chasing rumors, begging and bribing any and all archaeologists for the faintest hit of a clue. Getting himself nowhere, he conceived this orphanage for children made excellent scavengers. Small hands went unnoticed in deep pockets, and orphans asked few questions when fed properly. After Vera and Akira landed in his lap, though, blue-haired and sharp-eyed, everything changed. Devices reacted to their touch. Locks fully disengaged. Hidden compartments unfolded. And when they found the map, Corven's suspicions were confirmed. Metropolis wasn't a myth. It was waiting. They were legends in the making. Corven felt it. And yet, the first expedition went south. All the way down, if only he had... A heavy series of metallic clicks interrupted the memory. Safe door creaked open and light spilled in. Vera stood with her pulse rifle aimed at him, one eye behind the sight. Behind her, Akira's blue phantom shimmered faintly. Corven smiled. "My dearest daughters," he said warmly, fussing with his vest, "I suppose there's only one reason you returned." "The journal," Vera said coldly. "Hand us the journal and start talking. Now."